noi sì, andiamo avanti perché chi ha seguito l'opening conference che Diletta ha condotto ieri, vi ricorderete che sono state aperte letteralmente le danze del Maker Faire con questa bellissima esibizione di danza Body into the Fight, che è un progetto nato dalla collaborazione tra il Centro Coreografico Nazionale Aiter Balletto e SONY CSL. Cosa è successo però, ed è questo che vi voglio dire, perché dei due artisti che hanno interpretato proprio questa creazione di Diego Tortelli, uno, Karim Randé, danzava con una protesi. Chi ha visto il momento ieri sa di cosa sto parlando. Ecco, una protesi in un certo senso straordinaria, che ha spostato la percezione di quello che riusciva a fare con questo arto da concetto di disabilità a iperabilità, quindi insomma una protesi davvero straordinaria. Noi adesso vogliamo raccontare questa storia incredibile di questa protesi veramente straordinaria, proprio a chi ha sviluppato questa ricerca, ovvero il ricercatore di Sony CSL che ha progettato quella protesi e che rappresenta, secondo il MIT, il Technology Review, uno dei migliori innovatori under 35 nel mondo, cioè top innovators under 35. Lui è Ken Endo, un applauso. Welcome Ken. E con lui, welcome Ken. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
You are not alone because I will welcome Vittorio Loreto, Director Sony CSL Rome, also professor at Sapienza here in Rome. Thank you, Vittorio. Thank you for being here. So I'm very happy to have you both here. Thank you very much, because we have to show at the audience an extraordinary thing. What can you tell us about this very important research that you have done?
Yeah, yesterday was great. And also the question is, what is the normal? What is the disabled? So we have some criteria to define the people as a normal or disabled. If you have 2 arms, 2 legs, but one of the leg is missing, I think they are defined as a disabled. But the technology can change the definition. I feel some potential to make this kind of definition in the future from that performance.
Vittorio, the same question for you. How much important is this?
No, this is very important. Actually, we are very proud, about what happened yesterday, because actually yesterday was the first time, for several reasons. First, it was the first time for the collaboration between CSL and Aiter Balletto, Centro Coreografico Nazionale. And then was the first time in which a dancer, in this case an artist, from circus, really wore a prosthetic device. This was really a first time, ever. You can imagine, as this came up, as a sort of brainstorming in which we were wondering, what we can do together, okay? And then somehow, as a sort of bricolaire, a tinkerer, you put together elements which are already there, okay? And at some point we thought, okay, what about, putting together dance and prosthetic devices? Thought for something completely different. And of course, you can imagine there are a lot of difficulties, in order to adapt this. But this is also opening a new set of possibilities for this, and we are really looking forward, for the next steps in this research.
And what were your feelings yesterday when you saw dancing this dancer?
Yeah, you want to start?
So I just say this is very natural and beautiful, even though one of the dancer is disabled. We tend to think the disabled person as the person who is missing some functionality, and looks sometimes it's very strange because they are trying to replicate the motion of the normal people. But in his case, he tried to use of the blade in different way, but this is very beautiful. And this is the exactly art. That's what I feel from that performance.
Vittorio?
It was really a big emotion. It was really a big emotion. I really felt, heartfelt for this. I guess because this goes way beyond, what you saw yesterday. It's opening a lot of interesting questions about, as Ken said, about, the very definition of disability here, okay? It's opening, a constant dialogue and a discussion, among us, among the researchers, but also with the public and also the sciences and the arts about what are the real definition of what a disabled person is, okay? And I guess, the boundaries are falling down in this, because you see, disabled person can do...
Beautiful sentence, the boundaries are falling down.
Yeah, this is the real meaning, actually, of this, because, disabled people can explore, a lot of possibilities, perhaps, in some cases, even more than what we call, able people or normal people.
Because they have more chance.
They have more chances. I mean, actually, I tried out. I mean, Ken also tried out. I mean, these prosthetic devices. And you feel like, I mean, Will Coyote. I mean, you can actually jump so high because you have a sort of spring. I mean, and so. But on the other hand, in this dialogue between, I mean, what we call able and what we call disabled, there could be new possibilities opening. And I guess this is very important. I mean, for dance, of course, but also for artistic expressions and performances, but also for everyday life. So that's the real challenge for the next years.
Of course. I want to know a very important thing, because I want to know how hard was this research, this project, this work for you and for also for you.
So actually, I have a leg. So I don't know how I feel. I could feel from the feeling of the blade, because the blade is not exactly different from what we have the leg. The leg can do, like, we can walk, we can go up the stairs, we can sit down, stand up using the muscle, and this is the normal. We call it normal. But he has different type of the human body.
What is normal after all?
So actually, so this is the boundary between the normal and disabled is now disappeared for me. So using the technology, he can use the blade in different way. We often use the body to express our emotion, and that is gonna be the performance of the dance. But in his case, he doesn't have a foot, but he has a blade. So he has another option to use the blade in different way. So this is how I try to make it happen. And so when I called it the dance, so our definition is a kind of the defined by the normal person. But in his case, he has another aspect of the dance. That is the meaning of the performance last night.
Are you proud of this project?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course.
How much?
How much? I cannot express my feeling here, but to many people.
This is a great answer.
Yeah, I cannot express.
You
here.
cannot quantify your pride.
Right.
Thank you. The same question for you. How hard was working on this project?
I mean, it was very hard. I mean, in addition to what Ken said, I can say that probably one of the hard part of this project is trying to find a common language for this. We don't know, I mean, how to call things here. I mean, are so new. We saw the boundary of several things with several, I would say, cognitive obstacles in our mind. I mean, also our mind. And we still don't know, I mean, what is the, let's say, the politically correct way, I mean, to call things, I mean, in this situation. So we are sort of...
It's very important.
Words
are important.
These are very, very important. And I guess, I mean, we are still probably scratching the surface of the problem. And still probably we'll see more, I mean, in the next years. But I guess the hope actually is to stimulate a discussion also, I mean, in the general population of interested people for this. Because this is something, I mean, uncharted territories, which we like, in a sense, but still...
You're right.
It's a very strong effort.
We have said several times, ability, disability. What is the meaning of this word, ability? Or I mean, of these two words, ability and disability, right now in 2023, what are the
It's a hard question, but for me personally, the ability, there's something, meaning we can do something. The disability is cannot do that. So, for example, we have some tasks. Ability is the things that we can do it, or a disability is we cannot do it. It's not depends on the state of the body. It depends on disabled technology. So as long as, for example, Karim can dance just because he did use the blade in proper way. So that's why he can dance. This is the ability to dance.
Beautiful answer. The meaning is changing every year. The meaning of these two words is changing every year.
Yeah. So basically, we define the ability and disability based on the state of the body, but it's not the case in this year, I think.
No more based on this thing, of
right.
course. The same answer for the same question for you.
But I guess an interesting point is we typically study innovation processes in terms of what we call the space of possibilities. So what is possible for you right now that you didn't explore earlier? And I guess, I mean, the use of this technology is redefining, I mean, the set of possible options. And so I guess the idea of able or disabled, I mean, is probably last century, okay? It's not used, I mean, anymore. I mean, we should probably speak more in terms of what is possible for us For me, this is possible. For another person in a different condition, something else could be possible. So again, I mean, language is probably too poor yet, I mean, to define
The
this.
language is too poor right now in 2023, of course.
Yes.
And if you both think about the future, what do you see?
So we can be.
And what kind of future you want?
We can be more diverse by technology because we have the body, but what we want to do is different from the person to person. So technology can enable them to do anything. So for example, technology enabled Karim to dance like that last night. So that is how we can change the world using the technology, and I want to be the engineer to make it happen in the future.
Beautiful. Vittorio?
I mean, the future is very rich. I guess one important point will be first inclusion. So trying to make sure that this technology can be available to everyone. And we know, I mean, also from what Ken said yesterday, there is a fraction of population also in the sport team, actually, sport area, which have no access to this kind of technologies. But on the other hand, in order to make it scalable, you also need to put together training programs. I mean, to train people how to use and develop these technologies. For instance, one of the last projects we're trying to push is a project for Africa. It's a sort of academy for Africa in which we train local people also with their tradition and their knowledge to use these kind of technologies in order somehow to scale up again the set of options.
The world must be inclusive, not exclusive.
Yeah, that would be probably
Maybe
one right word for
thank
this.
you to people like you. So thank you very much. Thank you, Ken. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me to be here.
Thank you for your beautiful ideas and very important ideas. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vittorio, for
Thanks
the
a
same
lot.
reason. Thank you
Yes.
very much.